Hello, I'm Dr. Niecikowski.
Hi, I'm Julie.
So this is another discovery game in our series of games that are less academic and didactic than the videos that I've done that are more math skill focused. Meaning that you'd only usually play those games to develop a specific math skill, but not necessarily want to play it with your family or friends. Julie's here because
I'm a parent, and I've played these games not only with my husband, but with our children.
correct. And as an educator, I recommend these games both for family games and to be used in the classroom because they're more authentic. And that's why it's discovered, because the math connections may not be so obvious, but you can definitely tie it into lessons that teach math skills. And in particular, geometry, doing transformations where you're flipping, doing rotations, or doing reflections, and using pentominoes to do that. Now you may wonder, why are there two versions of the same game? Well, because we have the Educational Insights original version, which was called Travel Blokus. And then Mattel lost the rights to Mattel, and Mattel came out with Blokus Duo. Now, I think there was another version of this that Mattel called it something else. I don't remember what it was, but now it's called Blokus Duo. Now, there's also a Travel Blokus of the 4-player version that's even tinier.
Really?
But
From Mattel?
yeah.
Okay.
So Mattel has put out different versions, but this is right now they have this in print, and it's called Blokus Duo. So if you see here,
So you get like at Target.
yes,
Yeah.
correct. So here's the original Educational Insights, and why am I including this is because you may come across this used, or someone who might be selling it new, and it was purple and orange, same pieces as a regular Blokus except smaller, and it has a nice little groove here, like that. And these also have that groove. So it's basically the same pieces, except these are opaque and these are translucent. And so basically the same setup as the original Educational Insight. And the reason why I like Blokus Duo from an educational standpoint, as I mentioned, now I'm trying to do this without making a lot of noise. From an educational standpoint, it can be difficult to play the regular Blokus if you don't have 4 players. It's not really, it can be cumbersome if you're playing with 3 players, you have to take turns playing a neutral player, or if you're playing with 2 players, you're playing 2 colors. This is ideal when you only have 2 players. And then you can do better skill matching. For instance, you put your 2 students in the classroom who have been identified as gifted and talented in visual spatial reasoning, put them together. That way you have different, same skill level. You wouldn't want to put someone who's been identified as being gifted in visual spatial reasoning with someone who's not been identified.
That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah. And so as an educator, I like this version the best because it allows for the more varied grouping strategies. And kids are not waiting for their turn to go by. It's real easy. Go, I play, you play, you play. You know, we're in a 4-player. If you have some very bouncy kids, even waiting 3 turns for their turn to go can be difficult for some kids if they haven't learned how to take turns very well. Whereas this is just so easy. So let's take a look right now.
Okay.
Let's play a little bit.
Okay.
It's just like regular Blokus. You're trying to place the most pieces. So in this example in the Mattel here, you'll see that white managed to place all his or her pieces and won. Now, the person with the black pieces would have lost because they didn't place 3 pieces, and you have to count the squares on each piece. So that's a 4 square piece, that's a 3 square piece, and a 3 square piece. So that's 10. That's the reason why you count that. Let's say white didn't manage to place this one. That'd be 4 versus 10. And so the player with the white pieces would have won anyway. But if you manage to play all your pieces, you're going to win. And so this is the amount of pieces there are. You'll see that not all of them are pentominoes.
Nope.
Okay, you can see how many 1-piece shapes there are. 2-piece,
2 pieces, 3 pieces.
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. So anyway, different
shapes, different amounts.
Yeah, 1 square piece, 1 2 square piece, 2 3 square pieces, 5 4 square pieces, and 12 pentominoes, which are 5 square pieces.
Right.
So let's take a look at how we play here.
Okay.
What's a little different than the regular edition is that you'll see these little divots here. You actually don't start in the corner.
Nope.
you start right here. Okay, so that's the only variation there is. Otherwise, the game plays the same. You can touch the corners of your own color. In fact, you have to.
You have to.
And but you cannot touch the sides of your own color, but you can touch the sides of the other color. So you go ahead and go first, and I will play over here.
Okay.
Okay, so Julie, when she started here, she has to touch any part of this piece to that. Okay, so she's going to go there. I'm going to go here. And we can play any piece we want. Now, this can be hard to see the black pieces here on a black velvet. Like the song, Black Velvet.
There you go.
And so why is it called Blokus? Because you can block a person from playing other pieces. So now, see, I'm being a little type A here because I really want to show how to play the game. I want to get around here. Where's my piece to do that? Here we go. Nope, that's not it. So some of this game could be just trying to find the right piece. I'm trying to get to right here. Oh, I know what piece does that. Okay, oh, here it goes. Is that it? No, that's it. No, right, here it is. Okay, you see why I did that? Because now I want to be able to go out through there.
Yep.
And what will happen is more experienced players or less experienced players will do a piece like this. And now it's going to be difficult to get around there.
Right.
You'd have to place a piece right there to do that. I mean, you could, but this is more ideal because now I can get around like that. Now it's Julie's turn. So now I'm going to expand out, and I will do this one. Because I'm trying to block Julie from placing. See, I blocked her from putting something right here. Now she's blocked me from, so I'd have to go around like that. See how I blocked you right there? But now I don't have a place here. So we're pretty much both blocked from play. Well, no, you could place a two-piece one right there if you really wanted to. So you keep on playing, and whoever places the most pieces wins. Where's your two-piece? Oh, right here. Yeah. Julie could place that one right there if you really wanted to. And usually you save the small ones for the end.
Right.
So you can see it's an abstract strategy game. A lot of the math connections are with geometry. You saw how I was going through the process of trying to find the right piece, and I was flipping and rotating, and that's the geometry. And you can use this all the way up to high school.
Sure.
And you could even actually have them even graph it across the X or Y axis, do the actual transformation geometrically, actually show the math behind that. But in elementary school, just talking about it and flipping it and doing it teaches them the concept without having to go into the math behind
exactly.
it. All right, so from a parent perspective,
I think it's, it's a really fun game to play with. We have two boys, and so if one of them was off doing something else and I wanted to play a game with one of them, we could easily do this. It'd be good, mom-son time or dad-son time, to do it. And it's easy, it's fast, it helps them count, because you have to add up how many you have left over, so it helps with their counting. You can even help them with their words of black and white. You can talk about the shapes. I mean, there's all sorts of fun things you can do with this as well as playing the game. Yeah. So
now,
I like it.
Since we have the right number of kids to play with a 4-player version, we have 2 kids, so we'd usually play the 4-player one.
We would.
But for Julie and I, we'll play this over the 4-player version because it's not fun to play 2 colors at once.
No, it's very awful. Yeah,
it's better just to worry about one set of pieces rather than 2 sets of pieces. And from an educator, like I already mentioned, this allows you to do more varied groupings. I'd rather have 2 copies of this than a 4-player copy of that. Now, doesn't mean I won't use a 4-player one, but I could more easily match up players that are of equal skill doing this, as opposed to having a less experienced player versus a more experienced player.
And what I like about this too is if you're going on a little trip and you want to take a few little games to play, this fits perfectly in a suitcase or in a bag, and you have a fun thing to do one evening and playing games.
Right. In fact, you could just put the pieces in a
baggie.
In a baggie, and it wouldn't take that much space.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what we do when we travel with games. We take it out of the box. Yep. That way the box doesn't get damaged.
Exactly.
All right. So we just wanted to show the 2-player version, and why you would use that as opposed to the 4-player version.
Right.
So thanks for watching.
Thank you. Hope we see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.